Hello and welcome back to another video by me. This video is, I've made a post on Reddit asking teenagers. I said, I'm turning 20 soon, ask a question and I'll make a video answering them. So these are these questions. The first question I got came from still_unimpressed. Simply said, how do you draw a hypercube? As it says on screen from my account, literally no idea. I didn't even know what it was until I looked it up, but it's like a cube inside of a cube. I don't know how to do that. So that is inconclusive for the first question. So the next question I got was from EpicWolf188. It said, what's it like getting older and having to pay bills? And you can read my answer there, but I'll give a more fleshed one out here. It is overwhelming at times. I want to preface this by saying I don't really pay that many bills. I pay for a few subscriptions, and then I pay for college. Still technically bills, but regardless. A lot of times I find myself scared that I won't be able to pay the bills. You know, I won't be able to pay for college or get myself through. Luckily, there's still less stress because, like I said, I am still a student, and I live with my mom, and I just do online college. But obviously, there's still that fear, which, again, like I said in the comment there, it is a little over-exaggerated. I do kind of freak myself out a lot, and I kind of stop myself from buying things all the time, sometimes unnecessarily. And maybe I need those things to spoil myself, but regardless, a lot of times I don't spend on myself. But I wish I had perspective of other people, and maybe later in the video, via editor, I'll add some comments if I ask some people who I do know have spent bills for themselves. But that's pretty much it. The next question was by Ali Autumn 31. Why are you turning 20? Society was my answer, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not really much else to say about that. Just kind of am. The next thing I was asked is if I could beat Bloodbath. Initially, I didn't know what this was, so I had to look it up. It's a Geometry Dash level. I actually did record this the first time, so it's going to be the second time I'm recording this. It just didn't capture. But so far the answer is no. But hey, maybe I'll be crazy on this next one. We'll find out. Alright. Here we go. This is my 12th attempt. I got this. Alright, well, seems the answer is still no. We'll go to 15 for the footage. Alright, I'm really struggling. I'm not really sure what to do. We made it farther that time. Alright, last attempt. We tried our best. The next question I was asked was, how's life been? I appreciate it from False Marzipan 1087 checking in, and it's been a little rougher than normal. You know, I got out of a break, I just had a breakup, and it's still relatively fresh in my mind, so you know, it's alright, but taking it day by day, and we're getting over it slowly but surely. You know, it's the best you can do with these kinds of things. But regardless, thank you to. Not quite sure what it was about a lot of these questions, suddenly becoming very personal. Not that I mind answering them, but from Outer God Aldamani, do you have any hope, even if just a little, for your future? And I said to him, I have tons of hope for my future. You know, I mean, things can be rough at a time, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give up on it. Things can suck, and you just kind of got to keep pushing just to see. And so that's what I've been doing. And I know the world's kind of shit right now, but regardless, I have hope that it will prevail. The world was here before I was, and it will continue to be here when I'm gone. And as for my future, I've been here, and I'll continue to be here. Not much else to say on that. Regardless, so thanks for checking up in a way, I guess. This next question comes from Velvet Cran. This one was the longest one that I received. They also give me a happy birthday in advance. Very nice of them. Thank you to them. They said, how often do you feel frightened or panic about things that will happen or eventually that might happen to you if you did something wrong? Something like one mistake might ruin your future for you. Or what if I never find the right person? Or I'm just 10 years younger than the person turning 30. Sorry if it's too deep or pessimistic, / ruins the energy and tension from the question you asked. And genuinely, this question did initially catch me off guard, just because it really did cause a lot of introspection, right? Like, of how much do we really fear? But I'm actually just going to quote myself directly from the comment that I made directly to them, which is, it is a common feeling, not just for me, but for many of my peers. With social media, there is a pressure to move as fast as possible, and there's a pressure to do so without making a single mistake. From a rational perspective, we understand that this isn't fair. However, that doesn't stop the fear of mass failure. The important thing to realize is that 90% of the time you mess up are recoverable to some extent. Something is bound to go wrong, but it's important not to let that stop you from making progress in your life. I cannot emphasize enough that bad things are going to happen. Shit's gonna go wrong. You're gonna make mistakes, and it's gonna suck. But it is extremely important that you don't just give up, but you learn from these things. You look at that and you say, okay, I know what I need to do now. But thank you to Velvet Crayon for answering this video. I think it's a great way to end it. So that was the final question. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. Not much else to say. I only got a few questions, but if you're watching this and happen to be interested in asking me a question, feel free to leave it down in the comments. Otherwise, if you happen to be from Reddit, where I'm probably posting this video as well, feel free to drop a comment down below and maybe I'll answer those as well. And thanks for watching. You know, I enjoy making these videos, and I enjoy talking to people and hearing their perspectives. So I would like to honestly do more videos where I consider other people's questions, or even include other people's answers to questions, maybe, if it comes down to that. But regardless, thank you for watching, and special thanks to the people who did comment on that Reddit post. See you.